Hello, everybody. Well, here we are, 2024. It's a bit of a shock, really, isn't it? How it's come so quickly. Last year was really challenging for so many people. So many things were going wrong. It was a really tough year. And so, if you had that kind of year, don't feel bad. I think we all had that kind of year. This year is really going to be different, especially on a personal level for you. So, if you've been doing all your spiritual work last year and all your released work and having horrible days and having flashbacks and whatever you've been doing, this year will be actually easier. We've cleared a lot of stuff last year. We did a lot of work on ourselves, on our emotions, on our mind. We did a lot of work on our aura. And this year we're going to get the benefits. I think this year is going to be a change around here. I'm calling this the karmic year because I feel that for many people and the world, the karma is going to play out really strongly in this year. People who have worked on themselves last year, who have been good, kind, try to come from love and kindness, even though we might be feeling a bit cranky that day, those people are going to find that this year comes a little bit more smoothly for them. If you're a person who've had trouble in relationships, you might feel that you couldn't fix. Some of these relationships could now be healed. So you might find some healing this year in some of those relationships. It may not be to the level you might like or would hope for, but it will be some healing, and you have to look out for those signs of the healing in the relationship. You might also see those signs of healing in yourself, the way you're now responding to things, not reacting, not getting so upset, and also going through the process much more quickly. I found the more work I did on myself, the quicker I went through the process. So instead of taking months to forgive somebody or get over it and accept it, it would now take me weeks to days, even with some of the incidences coming up. So you get quicker at it. The negative karma is also coming back though too, and for a lot of people who were given opportunities last year to come from love, to be kind, to be really nice, now they're going to find that that's not going to be working this year. They didn't come from love, they came from power and control. Maybe they were nasty, maybe they wouldn't forgive, and this year it's going to be a backflip to them. So last year was like a year where you could have gone one way or the other. If you've gone what I would call the less good path, the path where you've held on to all your control issues and you're wanting to get your own way and being selfish and even mean to people, this shit's flipping back to you. Now, it won't be the karma that those people are giving to you. It'll be the karma that you've actually earned for yourself. And you will actually start to see this a lot with other people. You might notice that people are losing their jobs, people are losing money, relationships are breaking down, they're having problems, they're having illnesses, family problems. And if you stand on the side and watch it, you will see the karma start to unfold more and more. We can still love and support them, even though they've been rat bags perhaps, but you need to understand that's not your fault. It's like they earned that karma, that sow and reap things happening. I wouldn't spend too much time on those people. You tried probably last year to fix things or do things, didn't feel you had much success perhaps. Now let someone else teach them, or let life teach them, because life will teach us lessons that we won't want to learn through other means, and things will just start happening organically to us. You'll just hear it everywhere, and if you watch even yourself, if there's any things that are happening, just ask, what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn here? Like, am I being too negative? Am I being unforgiving? Am I being too loving? Am I not letting go of things? You'll intuitively probably know, because you're those sort of people that I'm talking to now, and you'll know that. With them, I think a lot of people did not do the lessons last year. That's what I felt. There were some who did. When I was doing my readings, I could tell some people were going to listen to guidance and go that way. Other people I could feel it blocking it through the reading even, and that's okay. They don't have to. It's just guidance. But then this year there'll be like outcomes from that, from not listening to the reading. You might need to know about that and be aware of that. The karma is also coming back on a world level. So what's happening to us on a little personal level is actually being magnified on a world level. And that's why we keep having these threats of war and threats of violence, and all these people are being killed. And that's because the governments and the people in charge of doing this are not coming from love and forgiveness and negotiation and trying to make peace. All these wars are little incidents to teach mankind that you're supposed to come from love and help other people and be a better person to everyone. And that means on a world scale, everyone should have been going to the table and trying to negotiate and trying to make a peace and trying to fix it. However, that's not how it's gone. Whether we have another world war, I don't know. Some psychics are saying they feel in April there's going to be trouble again because there's a special astrological thing happening. I think a comet's coming through. However, it's really up to us because it's free will. And if we were a more loving, kind type of society, we wouldn't be having these wars and we wouldn't be having all these troubles because we'd be loving and sharing and kind and trying to find ways to give each other the compromise. And that's what that's all about. It's the compromise. So you might have found in your personal life last year and also very much this year, it'll be about compromise, accepting other people as they are, forgiving them, still being good to them even though they perhaps haven't made any shift. And for you, that's a big move, and that's going to be good karma for you. I don't want you to worry about the war thing. If it happens, it happens. And if you're not supposed to go, you won't go, because you won't be in the wrong place at the wrong time. People who were supposed to go would have sort of almost signed up for it on some level. They've probably had enough of it down here, I think. However, it's a dreadful thing, and I think it's frightening a lot of people. And I think that people are staying home a little bit more and being a bit scared to travel. However, if you follow your own guidance, you'll probably be okay. I just keep sending love, light, and healing to all those places. And I also send it to the people involved, like the ones who are making the big decisions. And I send it to the governments. And you can do that as well. Because the more love and light and healing we send for it, the more chance it has of just dissipating and going away and just not being a big issue now. It's been a tumultuous year last year, especially backing off on COVID, which is still around. And I think that this year for you might be an easier year. You might just find you feel a bit happier, maybe some of the depression lifts, and that spiritual baggage you've been carrying that you're letting go of, that will lift as well, and you'll feel clean and nicer. I could feel the shift in the energy just after Christmas, actually. It felt different. I think you might have as well, and that's the changing of the new energy coming in, because new energy is actually coming into the world. It has a really healing quality to it. So call it in and send lots of healing to your friends and your family and the world, and then also do a lot of more healing on yourself. And I mean hands-on, like Reiki, or having your hands just away from your aura and lying on the bed and just letting stuff release. The more we release, the clearer we will be and the easier our life will be as well. Your path is your path. You can do whatever you want, but if you don't come from love and forgiveness, you will find that it will be a much more tricky path. And that's why these people from last year who just were stubborn and wouldn't do it, they're going to find it's going to backlash into this year. Really starting now, but I feel April, June, there'll be a lot of things happening to them, and life will be quite tricky, I think. We can't say any more to them, I don't think. We've said it all. It's been said a million times, I think, and they don't want to do it, and that's okay. But then they need to live that karmic pattern that they've set up for themselves. If you're wanting to be in a relationship with someone, this is a good year to ask for love. I would particularly ask that I have a relationship sent to me with unconditional love, because you're probably a person like me who's had a lot of conditional love, which is not a healthy love. So ask for unconditional love. If you want a new job, ask for it. If you want a new house, ask for it. This is the time to pray and ask, because the energy is open for these things and you're setting out like good intentions for the year. I think it could be a very good year for us this year. I think many of our prayers will be answered that we've been praying for maybe for a really long time. And I want you to think that way now. We've cleared a lot of the rubbish out of our aura. We've ascended. We're vibrating higher. We're trying to come from love all the time. We're much more conscious of that. We've also learned to guard what we say. When we say it, we speak through our heart. not through our liver. And that's what I advise you to do, that if you're having stuff with people this year, just don't contact them as much when you're angry. Wait until the anger, you've either tapped it out or released it or done whatever you do, write it out to get rid of it, then contact them. Because it's much harder to do it when you're angry with somebody or upset or hurt. If you're hurt with them as well, that'll come through. You need to clear it out. These are, in a sense, your emotions, because they're your responses, your reactions to what's happened. But you can just clear them out and then you come in with a clean slate. So it's okay to have time out, and I call it quarantine. So quarantine them just for a little bit, just so you can settle your aura and get better. So I'm hoping you have a great year this year. I hope it's better than last year, because last year was really, really challenging, really hard year. And I'm hoping this year is going to be more smooth sailing, and it's going to be happier and more joyful for you. I'm sending you lots of love and lots of light.